I started off in equity research about 18 years ago at a small investment boutique as an associate covering the tech stocks. About 3 years later, I moved to Credit Suisse to become the associate for the senior analyst covering engineering and construction and machinery. About 10 years ago, I was promoted to lead analyst for both sectors. In addition to my responsibilities as a covering analyst, I am also the U.S. sector head for the broader industrials group at Credit Suisse. The sector's out of favor just driven by the decline in commodity prices. That being said, I do think that there are investment opportunities. We tend to favor names in the group that would benefit from two main issues. One is their restructuring story, and the second would be companies that benefit from secular changes that we think are undergoing in the industry. Companies are restructuring to streamline costs in order to be more competitive. The other companies that we favor are companies that are optimizing their portfolio, in particular getting out of end markets that are commoditized where they can't add competitive value. In terms of the secular changes that we're seeing in the industry, I think the big thing this cycle is scale matters, and in particular within the energy sector. I think that's driven a lot of M&A in the space, in particular if you think of the CBI-Shaw merger or the AECOM-URS merger. In energy, when you have scale and when you can offer a vertically integrated service platform, I think your competitive edge goes up dramatically. And so while there's less work to be bid within energy, you're competing against less players. I get to interact with, on a daily basis, probably the smartest people when I think about my clients or when I think about the corporates that I deal with. And so while I cover cyclical space, I feel like I'm constantly learning and constantly, at the same time, being humbled. My mother always said to me, Jamie, if you didn't do this, I would have thought you would have become a professional student. So I love this job because I come in and I'm constantly learning every day and I'm being challenged. The majority of the time, the consensus is right, but there are times where there's a turnaround story that most of the market doesn't get, or there are periods where there is a company that is the favorite long only that the investment community really loves, but what they don't realize is that company is facing competitive changes. They need to shift their business strategy, so perhaps that stock won't perform as well over the next cycle. So non-consensus calls to me are really key. There are certain times that there are issues facing a company that everybody wants to talk about. There's that big elephant in the room, but no one wants to ask that question. And I really enjoy the opportunity to ask that question that everybody's thinking about that no one wants to ask, because that's what my clients pay me for.